Whoops, the wrong thumbnail, man. My boy Rock let me know it's the wrong thumbnail. Now I'm here. I got my Lokes on today, man, because I'm just the middleman, baby. I'm just here to attend the show. All right, we got us a good show. It's going down. It's cracking, man. First of all, Rock gets introduced. Second, we got my boy Dustin in the building, man. All 22 FF. Let me unmute you, brother, or you can unmute yourself. How you feeling, man? What's good? What's popping? Welcome to the Vibe channel, my brother.
Good morning, guys. This has been a couple years in the making, chopping it up, getting to know you guys. I'm super excited. And I mean, the NFL blessed us on some June 1st fireworks, so I'm ready to get after it, man. Let's go.
Yes, sir. June 1st, July 4th, man. Fireworks is cracking for the next 40-something days, man. 40 days, 40 nights, man. Rock, we don't mean to leave you off the menu, big dog, but we ain't come to eat you. We ain't come to even see you, all right? We just here to kick it with you. What's good? What's popping, man? How you feeling, man?
Well, to quote the great Stephen A. Smith, I'm a bit sad. Actually, I'm lying. I'm quite devastated, Fizz, because one of the players I'm most excited about in 2026, the most money I've spent so far on a single card, Fizz, Caleb Williams. It was just leaked yesterday that my man is going to be on the cover of Madden for this next year, Fizz. So I'm a little bit shocked. I'm a little bit scared, Fizz. I have to ask you guys, both of you guys, do you still believe in the Madden curse, or do you think that it's kind of fizzled off? Because I actually looked at the last 11 years. There's only been like 3 players that have actually been kind of cursed. I think Christian McCaffrey was the last guy that had a terrible season after he was on the cover. I think the curse might be dead, or at least that's what I'm trying to tell myself for my guy, Caleb Williams. How are you guys feeling about Caleb Williams being on the cover of Madden?
Dustin, I'll let you answer first, bro. Then I end mine. I have one thing to say about this. Go ahead, brother.
Not really been big into the whole Madden curse. I mean, I will say Saquon kind of had a crapshoot of a season last year. I remember when you looked into that, I started digging a little bit, and it kind of just so happens that the guy they put on the Madden cover generally is like offensive player of the year worthy, put his whole team on his back type stuff. So kind of correlates with the, curse of the 400 touch thing too. That's kind of something I'll lean into a little bit more than a video game curse personally. But I mean, whatever keeps you moving when it's June 2nd.
I feel you, bro. Well, I'll say this. This is the only thing I got to say, and this is what I played when I heard the news, brother.
Oh my God, Fizz, you're gonna have me start crying at the beginning of our show.
Man, that's what I heard, man. Anybody want to buy Caleb from me, come holler at me, man. I don't want him. It's gonna be ugly, man. No Ben Johnson specialty. The Roman Empire will fall, man.
Oh my God.
It will be a burden in Chicago, baby. I ain't feeling it. The Iceman is ice cubes right now. I ain't feeling it, man. And Drake named his album Iceman, so it's even worse for Caleb now. Now he's definitely gonna have a bad season. It's getting bad, man. It's gonna get ugly. I thought it was a Caleb season. Looks like Caleb Downs is the only Caleb we need to be worried about around here. So shout out to Caleb, man. F Madden, they messed my season up, man. All right, go ahead, Rock, man. Hook us.
So we got a jam-packed show for everyone today. So why don't we just open up the cook-up restaurant and let people in?
Yeah.
We got a couple appetizers. We got 2 appetizers that can serve as main courses. We're going to break down both of the massive trades that happened yesterday with Myles Garrett going to LA, and now AJ Brown is officially going to be a New England Patriot. We're also going to talk about the new era of the NFL. So we're going to talk about first and second year players that we think are going to dominate for the next few years. And then we're going to end on a really fun segment we haven't done yet. So we'll keep that as the dessert. We'll keep that a little bit of a secret, but I'm just excited to have Dustin on. Like you said, he is a guy that we've been talking with the last couple of years. He's a loyal listener of our show, and I just really appreciate having it. You see the game from a very different lens that a lot of other people don't. So, and it's kind of tough for me because you're wearing your Pittsburgh, you're a Yinzer. We don't have many Steelers fans on, so I'm surrounded by a Steelers fan and a Cowboys fan. It's kind of tough in these streets, but we'll allow it for this show. So we're excited for you to have you on.
I mean, if it's any consolation prize, we took Terrell Edmonds, who's currently sitting on his couch, and you got Lamar Jackson. So I don't feel bad for you.
Ooh, there it is.
Good. Yeah,
Kenny Pickett too, brother. But we know when no low blows here. It happens, man. It happens, man. But Rob, man, let's holler at the people, man. Then we're gonna let you hook us up, man, with what's going on. Sprinkle some seasoning on it, baby. Hey, my boy Jake, man, you know how he pre-gaming, always coming through. He said he is excited for the show and the recent trades. All right, Jake, let us know what's going on in Carolina. Any trades, man? Text your boy, man. Let me know something, man. Give me the inside scoop, man. We need to know what's popping down there in Carolina. Oh, man, we got us a rare face, man. We got my boy Jimi Hendrix in the building, a.k.a. my boy Jay Jack, man. He is up in the building. He said he on pregame on vacation. All right, we ain't mad at you, brother. Hey, enjoy, man. I don't know where you at, but stay safe. That's all we want to happen for you. D-Walk in the building. What's popping, man? What's good with my boy? Let's make a trade, D-Walk. You always send some wild ones, but send enough, I might accept some, man. All right? Pops in the building. You know he on time with the big hand and the little hand. We don't know what hand the clock is on right now, Rock, but we know Pops is up in the building. That's all we know. Hey, Rock, I did tell you this. I don't know if I did, but I got some, not Defender. I got some UFL championship tickets, brother. So I'll be at the game,
there
man.
You go.
UFL championship game. I don't know who's going to be there. I don't even know what the hell going on. I'll just give you one short story. I bought the tickets, let's just say around, I think that this is how small the stadium is. It's no higher than a 100 section, right? So there's only 100 section in there. Man, the tickets, I'm going to say I spent around, I'm taking my whole family. I spent around $40, let's just say. Bro, the parking is $75. Why the hell do I want to pay $75 to park when it's almost more than 2 tickets, man? I might as well walk to this game, man. So I don't know what the hell going on. Pops, hook me up with the parking pass, man. Hook me up in the city, man. Let's get it cracking. I don't know what's
up. It's like the lot that's right underneath the bridge. So you only have to walk like 2 blocks, but it's still kind of sketch as hell, Fizz. That's the $75 parking.
It's going to look like Billie Jean video because I'm walking the whole sidewalk, Rock. You feel me? I'm walking the whole sidewalk, lighting it up, baby. All right? I'm going to light it up, man. Who else we got up here? My boy EB, Eric Bryan, said he was on a honeymoon. Congratulations, my brother. Congratulations, man. Glad to have you back for show. And my boy Shizzle said, happy. Oh, hello, beautiful people. And he also put mac and cheese is not the main dish, but it is delicious with fried fish. My boy making Dr. Soup's wraps, man. We got to shout out to my boy Shizzles, man, because I don't know if the kids Bop can use that one, but we ain't playing that one over here, big dog. We appreciate you though, Shizzles. Rock, man, hook it up, man. Let us know something, and let's continue the show, player.
Alrighty, so let's just kick things off with perhaps one of the biggest trades in NFL history, probably the biggest trade in NFL history. Let me just start off by saying, first and foremost, I'm a proud Clevelander. I've grown up with Browns fans my entire life, and one of my good friends texted me yesterday, this is the worst day of my life. And I believe him too. So last year it was speculated for weeks that Myles Garrett could end up getting traded because he wanted out. He wanted to win a championship. But the fact that this happened kind of where it's the shock that I'm most focused on. I want to get your guys' opinion on. I'm pretty sure Julius Caesar was less surprised when he was stabbed in the back by some of his closest friends than Browns fans were yesterday. But most stunning of all, what if Myles Garrett was the one that pushed for this? He could be one of those guys with that knife in his hand. So I want to get your guys' first opinion on what just happened yesterday, because I'm still kind of in shock. I'm still processing it.
Well, me and Dustin talked about it a little earlier, man, behind the scenes, and I just start first, bro. Just to kick it off to say, congratulations, man. Anytime you can get out of hell, you get out of hell. You feel me? So they gonna send you a pass to move on up with sunny LA, man. They selling fish tacos and avocado toast. Get the hell out of Cleveland, man. Any chance you get. Myles Garrett got a ticket, one-way ticket up out of there. I will just say it was a big shocker. It was a big trade, maybe the biggest trade that we've seen in maybe since the Herschel Walker and the Cowboys, Minnesota situation, right? It's been like this is a big trade, Rocket. This is nothing like this is a Hall of Fame defensive player 2-time on a wasted roster his whole career. I mean, Cleveland Browns have wasted Joe Thomas. They wasted a whole lot of careers. Myles Garrett now has the opportunity with the team that we already projected to win the Super Bowl or at least be there. Now he's going to that team. I don't know if Rocky even had his bags packed. I think he just got in the car and just drove there. Like he just want to enjoy the ride, right? So hell of a trade, big trade. But I'm gonna tell you how I feel once my boy Dustin kick in and we expand on the conversation. But I feel two ways about this one, man. So Dustin, do your thing. Let us know how you feel about your first reaction to the trade news, man.
Well, first thing I would say is if you're in the AFC North, you're probably jumping off your couch once you saw Myles out of there. I know no matter how successful the Pittsburgh Steelers have been, there's always a late game where the weather hits and Myles Garrett just goes absolutely nuclear. As far as what you said, T, I'm pretty sure he had a no trade clause, so he was probably all up in figuring all this out because he wasn't going to go anywhere unless, he had a say in it. I think when they went and let go of Jim Schwartz and went with Todd Monken, it was pretty much a done deal. Monken's been about the most honest head coach we've had so far. He's like, no, I haven't seen Garrett. I don't care. I'm not a defensive guy. Like he just kind of brushed off, like you said, potentially the best defensive player we've ever seen right now, maybe the best player in the league, period, at the moment. But yeah, I want to hear a little bit more about what you guys have to say, but just from the outside looking in, it's a pretty fair trade because Verse has the chance to also become a superstar. So, I mean, we'll see.
Go ahead, Fizz.
Well, I say this, bro. I'm going to give you two sides. Actually, I'm going to get both of y'all sides. We just keep it Rams versus Cleveland. Who won the trade, right? Give me your quick analysis of who won the trade. I'll start with mine. I looked at D-Walk and he said great trade for both teams. Me personally, I think, like I told Dustin earlier, if the Rams don't win the Super Bowl, it's a bad trade. I don't care if they go to the Super Bowl and lose it. I don't care if they go to the NFC Championship. We already projected them to win a Super Bowl without him, without trading Jared Verse and having it 27 first. So if they go to Super Bowl or if they don't and they don't win it, they lost the trade 100% to me. Now the Cleveland Browns. I'm not a fan, so I don't have any fight in this battle, right? Jared Verse to me is on his way to becoming a Myles Garrett-esque like player. I'm not saying he's Myles Garrett. He's on the way to try to be there, though, right? Myles Garrett had to start somewhere. Jared Verse is where that somewhere started, I believe.
That's a lot of pressure to put on the guy, Fizz. We're talking about one of the greatest players we've ever seen.
Check me out, though. You pair him with the 27 first. You pair him, which I didn't know this. He's from Ohio. He's an Ohio native. So now maybe he initially had the BGs. Maybe his stomach was boiling, bro. Because I'm sure if you heard you getting sent to the Browns from LA, I'm sure he wanted to throw up, man, at that very moment.
The bubble guts.
But knowing, bro, that he's a native of, the city, he probably has been, maybe grew up a Cleveland Browns fan. I don't know. But I just know him being in his home, being in his backyard, kind of, sort of, that gives you a little bit of an extra, like, all right, I guess I could deal with it. But when you look at what the Cleveland Browns have done this year, Todd Monken, like Dustin just said, he been solid. He been letting you know up front what he think, what he got going on. You got the Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson factor. But all the hype in Cleveland right now is we're getting better. We're looking to get better. We're not going back to the old Cleveland. This is a new day, new time. So I'm not saying that it's easy to move on from a Super Bowl contending team from LA, because I'm sure Verse is crying right now, packing his bags. But just knowing that you aren't going to a team that's in a stone age and they are really trying to, rejuvenate everything and change the motive, and they have multiple first-round picks, and the next class is supposed to be the best class ever in history. If I'm Jared Verse, Either way you're going to pay me, I can live with it, but I feel a lot better knowing that I'm going to Cleveland in 2026 than going to Cleveland in 2025, 24, 23. The Myles Garrett Cleveland Browns I don't have to deal with. So I like both sides, but I think as a Cleveland Browns fan or Cleveland Browns franchise, if you're going to move from Myles Garrett, most people say they needed 3 firsts and 2 firsts in verse. Man, listen, Rob, give me Jared Verse and that 27 first might be worth 2 firsts. We treat the same way in Dynasty. I feel the same way about it. Listen, Myles Garrett, for what they got, I can live with it. I'm good with it, man. I think the Cleveland Browns cook, man. They did exactly what they supposed to do. And they got a 28-second, 29-third. Cleveland Browns, they got this, man. They did it. They did what they supposed to do. If you ever was to move on from a legend like him, because think about it, and I don't mean to continue, but just think about it. Some teams lose their legends. Just free agency. They walk away. Like, they got something for him. This is the win for Cleveland, man. They got something for him. They got a Jared Verse, bro. When I seen that, I'm a Florida State guy, so I'm a little biased too. But Jared Verse is he's the dog, man. All right, he's the dog. I'm gonna put him on one of my verses, man. I'm writing a new song, man. Jared, hook it up.
I got a lot to say, but I want to hear Dustin's thoughts first to what you were just saying, Fizz.
It's hard to disagree, to be honest with you. Cleveland obviously hasn't had a quarterback, but you can't really deny the last couple years that they've been absolutely cooking in the draft from a team building perspective. I mean, if you take away the name Myles Garrett and look at everything they're doing, it makes more sense to plug Verse in with the young talent on defense they're drafting. And then they have this young nucleus on offense too. Just to kind of throw in a fantasy football perspective too, I actually think by taking Garrett out of that defense, putting Verse in, it's going to level the field a little bit, and we might actually get some more production out of the offensive skill players, just because it's going to remove that, like, Myles Garrett shuts down the other offense, they do 3 field goals, and we have a 9-7 game gridlock the entire time. You know, I think it's going to make them a little bit more competitive. So I'm a little bit more open to, I mean, I've already just absolutely have Harold Fant into my ears in Dynasty. But I'm not so hesitant to pile into this offense a little bit. They're like a quarterback away. I know we say this all the time, but the maturity, the age, the deployment, the scheme, like they're building the right way. Feels really reminiscent of when the Cowboys flipped the switch with Dak Prescott.
You know, I like hearing that, big dog. I like hearing anytime I hear some good news about my team. All right, that's what I'm talking about right there, brother. You will be back next week. Shout out to you for breaking it down, hooking us up, man. Rock, let us know something.
Fizz, when you said that the Browns are still in the Stone Age, all I could think of is that Jared Verse, he's going to be like Fred Flintstone. He's going to go to Cleveland. He's going to have to get by with his feet. Whereas Myles Garrett, he's like the Jetsons now. He's going into the future. Yeah? He's going to be zipping around L.A., you know, one of those future cars. So I think it is such a contrast between both worlds. You said it's kind of like in Dynasty football when you get a late first, especially in 2027. But Fizz, the biggest difference is in most of our Dynasty leagues, the latest first is 12. Now, if the Rams win the Super Bowl, the Browns are going to get 32. They're not going to get 12. So there's a lot different player and tier when it comes to the guy that you're going to get at the end of the first compared to, and who knows what the Rams often say F those picks. They could probably double down again. If they do win the Super Bowl, they did sign Matthew Stafford. What if he has another MVP-like season? We talked about that last week. He could definitely win another MVP, despite what Vegas is saying. They could run it back again. They can keep perpetuating this cycle. But the last thing I want to ask you, particularly Fizz, as a Cowboys fan, you could probably relate to Browns fans better than any of us because you also had a once-in-a-lifetime player traded away. So let me ask you, what did you feel when the news broke that Micah Parsons was getting traded to the Green Bay Packers? And how has your view changed since then?
Well, I don't think Myles Garrett or Micah Parsons is even the same. I think Micah Parsons is a dog. But one, he's been hurt consistently, right? And I'm not dogging him because he's gone. I'm not dogging him at all. I'm still a Micah Parsons fan. But Myles Garrett is in a whole different class, right? And I think what we did. Now, this is the difference between us and the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns don't have a Dak Prescott making the most money in the league. Well, they got Deshaun Watson making the most guaranteed money at his time, but they don't have a George Pickens who they eventually wanted to pay, a CeeDee Lamb making money. Like Dallas couldn't afford to pay Micah Parsons that $200 million and then still not make the playoffs, bro. That would have been bad. I think, like I told you before, the Green Bay Packers are really going to pay for that because they're not going to win anything with Micah Parsons. I'll be honest. He still won't be in Dallas anyway, right? I tell you this all the time. But to say all that to say is a
Fizz, what did you feel though?
I'm with you. I know, I'm long-winded. That day I felt a little bit relief. And the reason why I felt relief was because in Dallas, the difference between Dallas and Cleveland, Rock, in Cleveland, we heard the story, but it was never the tabloids. It was never news, breaking news. The GM and the owner are going back and forth with the agent and this and that. That's the biggest difference. So in Dallas, it was a relief to lose Micah because it's like, finally, let's just get it over with. I'm just over this moment at the time. Myles Garrett, it literally came out yesterday morning. Myles Garrett is in trade talks. An hour later, he's traded. I didn't even know it was going to happen that fast. So I think the reaction is way different for me because in Dallas, Jerry puts on the show, man. So it was a relief just to end it, man. Let's just move on from this story. Cleveland Browns fans don't want to move on because they ain't got nothing to talk about anyway right now, Rock. So right now, I think it's a little more easier in Cleveland to just push it under the rug. I'm not saying Myles Garrett you can push under the rug, but Jerry gonna make a show of everything. I'm tired of hearing about it. Let's just move on. So I think that was the reaction for me. Just a relief, man. Just new story, new day, man.
I like what D-Walk is saying here too. I mean, that Watson contract probably also plays a role in it too. It just keeps being the worst deal of all time. And if part of this trade was the fallout from this huge deal that they made years ago and haven't seen anything good from it, to lose, I think Myles Garrett is top 3 player of all time for the Browns. It's like him, Jim Brown, and Joe Thomas, at least in my lifetime. Yeah. I'm sure there are other players that Browns fans have absolutely loved, but name a better player outside of Jim Brown and Joe Thomas that's put on, the brown and orange for Cleveland. I did want to ask you, Dustin, how would you feel if TJ Watt got traded tomorrow?
It would definitely be a shock to the system for sure. I will say the last handful of years, I've really became a bitter Steelers fan, kind of on the borderline of wanting to choose another team. But I think that just comes with kind of the growing pains of what's going on. It's another thing with this trade for Cleveland. I mean, the AFC North is about as wide open as it's going to be. The Steelers are going to have to hit a reset button next year. So they're really kind of entering in a right point where there's a lot of changes going on there. But yeah, I mean, he's the last player I have left with a Steelers jersey in my collection. So I think I would be definitely devastated if he went. I think, I don't know. I started off on the other side, but I think I agree with Fizz, honestly. I think Cleveland's kind of cooking here.
I guess the other thing I would say is I was absolutely heartbroken when LeBron James left. When he left, so did all those nights that I spent watching Cavs basketball with my dad. And I rebounded with the big 3 in OKC and Durant, but it was never the same. And when you look at what's happened with Browns fans over the last decade, Baker Mayfield won them a playoff game, the first playoff game in decades. He's gone. Nick Chubb, one of my favorite players of all time, he's gone. Njoku, he's gone. And now Myles. So I think a lot of Browns fans aren't going to bother even tuning in for football this year. So as much as you want to say the Browns cooked, look at all these things that they did in the draft the last couple of years, they're not going to be winning a lot of football games. And now when you have the player that you could say, this is the best player in the NFL. He plays for the brown and orange. He plays for our dog pound. He runs out when that big ass dog is blowing smoke out of its nose and it's getting everyone fired up. Now he's gone too. So there is I think the emotional side of it that is just as important as what you do like on paper when it comes to these trades. So
Rock, you forgot one person, my dog. You forgot one person, man.
Time's up. Shador Sanders with the rollie in the arm.
Come on, man. Come on now.
oh my god,
You know my boy's still over there. Don't disrespect him like that. Man. He's still there.
Oh my god.
But
Now
nah, I do.
they're gonna rally around him unlike any other player now. They have
Absolutely.
nobody else. It's him and Fannin. That's it.
I have
Rock,
not given up on Shador Sanders. Will say that. And one other thing is we forgot that LA has that immortal chamber. So if you put Myles Garrett in the immortal chamber, we might be in for some problems.
Oh my god, yeah. That's
Well,
insane.
Rock, I wanted to throw this out there though too. I know you said just like in Dynasty, it's 12 teams and it's 32 teams in the NFL. What pick was Lamar Jackson, big dog?
Number 32.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. That's all I need to hear. 27, supposed to be the best class. As long as you got a first, you're good to go. That's all I'm saying.
Just rub it in, Fizz. Just rub
Anything
it
can
in.
happen. I'm just trying to remind my boy that just because it's pick 32 don't mean it can't be a legend, baby. That's all I'm trying to say.
Man, Fizz, you just try to connect all the craziest things that happen in NFL history. It's like, what if this could happen?
I'm just trying to kick some flavor in your ear, baby. All right. I'm just trying to remind you, man, because you tend to forget sometimes your boy was pick 32. Just saying.
That's true.
Don't sleep
All
on
right.
pick 32.
If there's nothing else that you guys want to talk about with this trade, we can move on to the other massive trade. Let's break down.
Hold on, right? I
Go
want to say
ahead.
one more thing about this trade, and I want to end with this. Talked to Dustin about this earlier. I think because I wanted to bring this side of it from the Rams' perspective, though. I think when you look long term, Jared Verse will be, if he continues to do what he's doing, he will be worth a $200+ million contract. Puka Nacua is going to be worth almost $200 million in contracts. Sean McVay, who literally said not too long ago, he almost left because he got tired of the losing process. He didn't know if he could deal with it. Myles Garrett, Matt Stafford, Devontae Adams, all at the brink of their career where they are the top of where they are for the next 2 years. Let's just give them 2 years to be the best players that they are. Year 3 of them together could be the end, right? If Sean McVay stays, I think he's going to leave. I think once Stafford gone, he gone. I think that's why they made this move. He told them, you got me Ty Simpson, and you know I didn't want that. I needed this. What can we do to help fix it, coach? What can we do to keep you here? Listen, I ain't going to be here long. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Stafford, give me Garrett. We locked in. So I think, to me, Jared Verse was moved because, one, they want to win now. They don't have time for later. But 2, Jared Verse will be paid a big deal. Puka Nacua will be paid a big deal. And maybe they just say, hey, we'll just take the short-term thing and deal and reset the salary cap in a couple of years without having to pay Jared Verse. And maybe they could have got three firsts for Jared Verse in a couple of years. But I think they thought about the contract long-term as well with this trade. And maybe Sean McVay's timeline is just as short as Matt Stafford's.
I flipped my mindset on the whole Ty Simpson pick because I did read a lot into the body language that McVay has had, but ever since he did that podcast with the boys and he talked about how he acknowledges how poor of a job he did with that, how much he cares about his Matthew Stafford relationship. But I think that because they made that pick for Ty Simpson in the future, they are able to make this trade for Myles Garrett in the immediate present because my wife loves to remind me that I can't just be spending all my money right here, right now. That's how I feel like. I feel like Sean McVay. I just want to do everything I can to get exactly what I need right now. Les Snead is more like my wife. He's thinking about the future in case things do go wrong. We saw last year the 2 biggest trades, both of those players tore their knee. So, and we're not as high on both of those teams with the Colts and with the Packers because not only did they leverage the future, it did not work out the way they wanted. So
Yeah.
With that happening, that is like, I think Les Snead saw that. I think he saw like, hey, if we are going to do this, we can't just be thinking about the future. We don't want to end up like the Packers. We don't want to end up like the Colts. We have to put something away that we can also build and look forward to. So I think it makes a lot of sense the way they did things.
Yeah. If they better win the Super Bowl, that's all I'm saying, bro. You win or you're nothing, man.
It's
What's
tough,
next, Rob?
isn't it? Let's talk about the team that lost the Super Bowl last year. Let's talk about the New England Patriots and the Eagles. Finally, the A.J. Brown trade does go down like we all thought it would. Now, I want to kick things off with just talking about tough times. So when I go through tough times, I immediately like to relive the good old times. So I've been doing that a lot with my card hobby. I'm keeping alive the memories of some of my favorite players. I think Vrabel is having the toughest offseason in history of mankind. I think it makes a lot of sense to me that if I was in his shoes, I would want a familiar old face in my corner during the toughest time of my life. So I'm thinking about things from that lens where not only does it make sense, and I want to get Dustin's viewpoint on what AJ Brown does for the New England Patriots offense now. And Drake May, he was a very, very close. He was only one vote away from tying Matt Stafford for being an MVP last year. He played great last year. Not as great in the playoffs, but during the regular season, he was definitely cooking. So I do want to get your viewpoint on that, but I also want to get your guys' viewpoint on what AJ Brown does now that he's in the New England Patriots locker room and now that he's out of the Eagles locker room. Whoever wants to
Dustin,
go first.
Yeah. No, I'll let Dustin go. You go ahead, bro. Do you think?
So I've heard a lot of discourse right after the trade about who's going to be the X receiver in the offense. And I really started digging in my mind, thinking about the Patriot offenses. And it would make a lot more sense, actually, to take A.J. Brown and move him into like a Deion Branch type role, if you remember him, but like full time. So he was like a Z move receiver that worked outside in, over the middle, route running type physical guy. And then you can kind of park Dobbs outside. So I think they kind of have that versatility that we're used to from a McDaniel offense now. It's just going to be a matter of if he can hold up. I mean, the Patriots' biggest problem, in my opinion, was they had no dynamic threats over the middle of the field. They had no easy looks going. I mean, they came into the season thinking that was going to be Travion Henderson. But long shots down the sideline to Kayshon Boutte, you can only do so much there. So I think it's a big, big upgrade for them.
What about Hunter Henry? I mean, I thought he did pretty good the last couple of years playing over the middle too. And Pop Douglas, he hasn't popped as much as we would hope for. Him and Josh Downs, I feel like, are in the same vein where we wanted him to be more than a jitterbug, the same way that Wan'Dale Robinson, he's developed a little bit more over the last couple of years. But what you were talking about earlier, AJ Brown being moved more, that reminds me of AJ Brown when he was with the Titans, when he was one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, when he was taking those crossers to the house. And they've been using him very statically in Philadelphia, even though he does play a huge role there. So I like a lot of what you were saying there.
I'm on mute. Oh, no, I'm good. But yeah, I just say this. I think for me, AJ Brown, of course, he is the number one receiver. Rob, we talked about this, I think sometime last week. Drake May had almost 4,400 yards passing, bro. And I can't tell you one player that was dominant. Like, how do you have 4,400 yards and you don't have a true dominant, like, this is the Pro Bowl? You don't even have a Pro Bowl receiver. Let's just put it that way, right? 4,400 yards. Stephon Diggs had almost 1,100, and he led them in yards. Hunter Henry, Kayshon Boutte had 500, 470, 447, 345. Like, everybody is in this big basket of a couple of yards here and there, but it was no true dominant number one receiver. So I think now when you X out some of those guys like, Mac Hollins, who, I mean, I can't believe he was even a thing, but Mac Hollins had a couple of big games. Austin Hooper had almost 300 yards. You can start shaving off, man, the dead skin of this roster, this receiver position. It's time to lock in on AJ Brown, though, man. I think AJ Brown, coming from where he came from, he has enough pride, I believe. He want to prove Philly wrong. He want to show that Jalen Hurts ain't as good as my new quarterback. I think that's really what he believes in his head, and he's going to try to emphasize that in the locker room. So I'm saying that to say AJ Brown, to me, earlier yesterday, I wasn't feeling him. I said, maybe 1,200, right? But if Stephon Diggs can have almost 1,100 yards and we still don't even remember him, any excitement to have Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown is going to look to put up 1,400 yards if Drake May could put up 4,400 yards. and he's going to be a dominant receiver. Now, changing his routes, like Dustin said, putting them in and out, going around, I think that's something that they will do. The older you get, they start changing up your routes anyway, right? They start making your workload more efficient than you just making big plays. But I think, to me, A.J. Brown is going to try to show everybody that he didn't leave Philly because they were the problem, or because he was the problem. They were the problem. And now I'm in New England with a 4,400-yard passing quarterback that went to a Super Bowl. I'm getting 1,400 of them yards. So I'm betting on AJ this year, man. Doo-Doo Brown, I'm with him this year, Rock. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm with him, man.
You're gonna tell your pops to trade for him now? You're getting all on the AJ Brown train?
Pops been trying to trade AJ Brown for 2 years, man. But Pops, I'm letting you know this ain't the year to do it, man. He gonna be all right, you know.
It's been a weird journey with AJ Brown because ever since they won the Super Bowl, it seemed like there were cracks in the scenes when it came to the team. You see AJ Brown, he's reading books on the sideline. He did not start off good last year. Could not tell if it was his age showing or if it was an injury or both. Turns out that they also had a terrible OC that either wasn't strong enough when it came to telling Jalen Hurts, hey, don't change all these plays to do whatever you want to do every time that you get up to the line of scrimmage. But regardless of that situation, now that he's out, do you think that the Eagles locker room is going to benefit more that distraction is gone, but that there's still going to be issues there? Or do you think the Patriots locker room is going to benefit more now that they have a locked-in alpha wide receiver?
Well, I start this one off, and I just say, to go back to a little bit of what I was saying with AJ Brown, I think the beneficiary of him and his numbers and to get him to be where we need him to be is the schedule. They got one of the toughest schedules in the NFL. They play the Jaguars. They play Buffalo twice. They play the Bears, the Packers, the Lions. You're talking
about the
Chargers.
Patriots, right?
The Patriots. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just saying, to kind of prove my point more of AJ Brown having to dominate, the teams that they play, bro, they will not be able to go out there and put up 20 points and win those games. They will have to go out there and be in shootouts, score more points, get more yards. To go back to your question, though, about the locker rooms, I think – oh, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
I was just fixing my camera. My bad.
Oh, my bad. All right, cool. I thought you were trying to block me, brother. All right, cool. But no. You good. To go back to the locker room situation, though, I think it's a win-win for both sides, Rob. And, again, I talk about Jalen Hurts being this cool, calm, mellow leader that he is. And sometimes when you got a lot of noise in your radio, you got to turn that knob a little bit, baby, to the station, get the cranking, Rock. And I think right now AJ Brown was the antenna that was leaning this way. Now they done fixed it. And I'm not saying that they can easily fix his production, but we all know about work environments, right? We talk about this all the time. I don't care how good you are. If the work environment ain't right, you ain't going to have a good day. AJ Brown being gone. Now, Mekhi Lemon is going to be in there like Brown Lemon. He's going to be Brown Lemon. He ain't going to be as wild as AJ Brown, but he going to go in there with them crazy faces, nodding his head. But he's a younger guy. I think a Smitty, who's real calm, cool, collective. Jalen Hurts, real calm, cool, collective. And even Saquon Barkley, as good as he is, as much as we want him to be a rhino, and he's a cool, calm. I think they have the calmest room that they've ever had in a long time. I think cooler heads will prevail in Philly. You won't hear no issues, no locker room noise. They're going to be efficient. New England Patriots got a dog. So I think it's a win-win on both sides for the locker room and on the field.
Dustin, I want to ask you, because Fizz was bringing up some of those players. Which offense are you taking in 2026? Because both of them have a lot of players, especially in dynasty circles, that people are excited about. So on the Eagles, we have Devontae Smith, who's now going to be the alpha. If you believe also, too, he's going to be the alpha, maybe you think Mekhi Lemon is actually the one that dominates this year. Maybe you also, like me, I had Eli Stowers as my tight end one in this class pre-draft. I had him over Sadiq. So I'd love to get your opinions on the Eagles offense, what you think it's going to be. Or do you think maybe we're making too much of the strength of schedule, how tough it's going to be for the Patriots, that they're still going to cook?
First thing I'll say is I'm in full agreement on Eli Stowers as far as tight end one with you. I saw a lot of the same things I heard you talking about. One of the big things, and I think actually you and I talked about Tyler Warren last year too, being a former quarterback at the tight end position. I mean, nobody else on the field needs to know how to be a lineman, a wide receiver, a running back, understand the coverage like a tight end does. They have option routes almost all the time. So I think that actually, if you have half a brain with Jalen Hurts and then another half a QB brain at tight end, I think that might start to solve some of the problems over the middle. Something else with A.J. Brown too, like Fizz, you brought up about the volume. Something that gets lost in translation with not only Jalen Hurts being a rushing quarterback, but from the scheme and the design with him changing plays, there's plays where it's designed for A.J. Brown to get the ball, and then Hurts turns it into a scramble drill, and then that's just a completely wasted pass attempt that just doesn't exist now. And with Drake May, I mean, he's going to move to throw the ball down the field a lot more often. So I don't think it's going to take a whole lot of pampering to get A.J. Brown back up to the type of volume he needs. The other thing, too, is I'm not into Smitty as a wide receiver one, like it's just blowing up right now in the dynasty community. For me, it's down to just some base principles in the way that I build my dynasty teams. He's a sub 27 BMI wide receiver, and I just don't think he could hold up to the type of volume that's being projected there. If you look at the NFL, I mean, they tell us the truth a lot more in the fantasy community, I think, than we're able to see because we micro-analyze everything. But if you take a step back and look at the changes being made there, I mean, they brought Sean Mannion in. They're going to install a West Coast style offense. They have 3 more than capable tight ends as a whole. That group is great. And then you bring in Mekhi Lemon, who he has a lot of the same traits, I guess you could say, as an A.J. Brown as far as yards after the catch, the toughness factor, that type of thing. But realistically, if they're going to try to build an offense around Devontae Smith as the wide receiver one, you need to have everybody else be a bully there, and taking the gamble on letting AJ go and then splitting that into Stowers and Mekhi. I really think that they're going to be set up there for success too.
I guess the last question I have for you guys, if you could pick one player on the Patriots in Dynasty, one player on the Eagles in Dynasty to trade for or to trade away, who are you trading for or trading away? Because I just looked at keep, trade, cut. Devontae Smith is 10 spots ahead of A.J. Brown. He's at the 53rd overall player, wide receiver 18, and A.J. Brown is the wide receiver 23 on keep, trade, cut. So,
well, I just say this, bro, and listen to Dustin just talk. You can reverse the rooms for the Patriots to the Eagles. The same way how we said Stephon Diggs had almost 1,100 yards, and everybody else was right there with him. Hunter Henry and all these other guys were right there. This is what the Philadelphia, it won't be a 1,400-yard guy and everybody else is at 800, 600. Everybody will be within 200 yards of each other. Smitty should lead that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lemon got 800 and Goddard got 700. I think it's really going to be a big, almost like the Patriots season last year. So I think to say that Smitty is a receiver one, I think he is the receiver one on the team. But I think as a receiver one overall, between all the other guys in the league, I don't look at him as that. Now, the hype is going to happen because it's Philly and he's a dog. Don't get me wrong. That's my boy. That's my guy right there. But I just look at it as a group effort that helps Jalen Hurts the most out of anything. But if I had to answer your question, Rock, for the trade factor, I'm going Jalen Hurts, Rock. You know where we're going at. Jalen Hurts is going late second, early third rounds in leagues, bro. The man is behind your boy, Jackson Dart.
Crazy.
Jackson Dart right now got Odell Beckham and Juju Smith-Schuster, and nobody give a damn about it, right? They got Greg Roman and Matt Nagy. Man, they got PBS network coaches over there, and nobody cared, bro. We on Netflix over here, man, over here in Philly. All right, we ain't watching PBS. We watching Netflix, man. I'm saying that to say
they're watching
it hurts
Arthur.
to love. It hurt. And look, I got the Arthur arm right here too.
Yeah, with the fist.
Exactly. So it hurts to love, and I love me some Hurts, baby. I'm gonna go get the best value, the QB value. Jalen Hurts should not be going in no damn late second, early third round in no draft. Not while I'm in it. I'm gonna get my boy, man. So I'm buying Jalen Hurts. And for the Patriots, I don't know. You pick one. I'll
You
pick
didn't even
one.
pick them to make the playoffs this year, Fizz. You think there's
Yeah.
going to be a Super Bowl hangover,
Well,
right?
I say a sneaky buy will be Romeo Dobbs. I think a lot of people don't expect anything from him now that AJ Brown is there. And we kind of, I tell you every year, Rob, you can't stand. I say, bro, they got Dobbs, and you just throw me to the bushes every time I bring
I
his name
can't
up.
believe you just did this again, Fizz. No one
I'm
cares.
doing it again because, bro, you can get him for nothing. You can get him for nothing. I just said, May had 4,400 yards passing, bro. You can get Dobbs for nothing. If he gives you 900 yards this year for nothing, you're going to be happy with that. I'm going to go buy Romeo Dobbs because I can get him for absolutely nothing, bro. Nothing.
People of the audience, when I go and look at cards, there'll be like a whole bunch of dollar cards that you want. And then before you know it, you have $40 in dollar cards. And you're just like, this is a whole bunch of nothing. Don't be like, hey, I got this third. I got a couple of thirds. Before you know it, you're like, man, I don't care about Romeo Dobbs. Man,
Hey,
I
Rob,
don't know.
It's always
What?
one girl in the club that nobody looking at. Then you talk to her, you find out she's a millionaire, baby. You living good for the rest of your life, all right? Romeo Dobbs is that ugly girl at the club. The lights are out. Don't turn the lights on. Just make
Fizz.
love and have a good time, baby.
Fizz, I love that. That's like every classic
Oh, man.
90s movie. It's the
There we
ugly person that was actually a millionaire that someone finds out. That's like the Yosemite Sam episode of Looney Tunes.
Rock, man. You know how I get down, baby. All right?
You
You know how
got
we
it.
get down, man.
Go ahead, Dustin. I want to hear your thoughts on this too.
Honestly, like everything that Fizz laid out with the offense, with the wide receivers and tight ends, I mean, I'm buying Saquon Barkley almost everywhere I can get a hold of him. Costs almost nothing. I was flipping my CMC shares over for Saquon, just kind of like the curse of the 400 touch thing. So I'm just flipping out of CMC into there. If we're going to have a spread out offense, the one guy on the field who's going to get every touch when he's on the field is going to be Saquon Barkley. And I'm pretty excited to see him in an outside zone system instead of always having to just kind of bully between the tackles. I'm expecting kind of like, obviously Saquon's been incredible, but you kind of saw with like Josh Jacobs when he went to Green Bay, how that change in scheme and his running style just meshed up where
Became
he's
the
going to
whole
get enough
offense.
volume. Yeah, and he's going to get enough volume and score enough touchdowns. And Saquon hasn't been used enough in the passing game lately. I think that's another function of Jalen Hurts. Like I was saying, those dump off passes become scramble drill, chuck it, whatever it might be. Patriots are tricky. I had been meaning to get out some stuff about trying to buy Drake May before the AJ Brown trade because no one has mentioned Drake May all offseason. It's been all this other stuff around him and AJ Brown and Vrabel and this and that, but we should be talking about third-year Drake May. I mean, my hot take last year was I thought he was going to be vying for like QB4 in dynasty startups between like Hurts and Burrow, and I mean, he's going off the board as QB2. I'm in a dynasty startup right now with a bunch of guys from around the industry, and he just flew off the board, no hesitation. But I feel like he's kind of like an Amon-Ra St. Brown, where the perceived value in the community is there, but when you actually try to trade for him, he's a lot more available than you think. So that'd be kind of where I'm going. Travion Henderson's another one. He's probably, I'd say his value will increase by at least a third, if not more, as soon as we have a couple breakout runs. As soon as Jahmyr Gibbs is doing his solo act, and then we get a little Travion action, that narrative is going to start back up. I could see him being unattainable a couple weeks into the season too. So I'd be sniffing around on Travion.
He's the guy that I'm the most like, basically like this, flipping on. Oh, I'm just very mercurial on him. I don't know if I should sell him because of what Ramondre Stevenson did, especially when it comes to pass protection. I was just so shocked that he was the worst pass protector at RB last year, the thing that he was best at in college. And that's what limited his role, because I think about those big runs that he had. I think about that 50-point game where he had like 2 50-yard touchdowns. And I also still think about him as a prospect, but I keep going back to Rhino is still there. Has he figured out the pass protection? Are we just going to see what we saw last year, which was super frustrating? So now that A.J. Brown is there, maybe they do become more pass heavy. Maybe it is less trying to run the ball 500 times a game. So I'm just going to hold them. I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to hold them. So
maybe they pass the ball to Romeo Dobbs, man. I'm just saying, brother. All right. Let me see. Hold on before we my boy Dynasty knows, man. He put a comment in here, Rock. I'm sure this is for you. He talked about Star Wars. He said, if history repeats itself, I would temper expectations on Star Wars for this year only. Both Ertz with Selleck and Goddard with Ertz did not have a strong rookie seasons. Year 2, they both leaped. I mean, it's almost like a Trey McBride situation, right? Remember, he was behind Zach Ertz, and we saw what happened with that a couple of years after. So, Rob, what you think about Styles still being your tight end one? I guess at that time when you talked about it, is he still your tight end one in this class currently?
He's not, because of the draft capital. So once Sadiq went like as far as high as he did, as much as I hate the Jets organization and their inability to capitalize on their talent, you look at Breece Hall, you look at Garrett Wilson. It's really, really tough. I would have much rather him gone to a better organization, but so I'm ranking Sadiq ahead of Stowers, but I'm not taking him. So I'll be fully transparent like that.
Yeah.
But with everything that he was talking about here, Dynasty Noob, yeah, I mean, the average breakout is like, it's like the third or fourth season for a tight end, but it's even later. It's slightly even more for a wide receiver. It's so difficult to be able to play wide receiver in the NFL. And I don't know actually what Stowers is going to play, because he reminds me more of a big slot. They could use him like a Rondé Gadsden, where they don't even bother really having him trying to block. They just have him try to go out for pass catches. Maybe he's like that. Maybe he's like Brock Bowers. He's just this, inline wide receiver. So if they play him like that, I'd be pretty excited, but we just need to temper our expectations overall when it comes to rookies.
Well, I will say, Dallas Goedert, man, he doesn't have the track history of being healthy a lot, right? Eli Stowers could take any time to show out and pop out and take that tight end spot, man. Anytime. Dallas Goedert missed multiple games every year. So once his name is called, you might get lucky, man. Shout out to Mom. She said a lot of topics to cook up this morning. Appreciate you coming through. And Terminal, shout out my boy, man. He said, what's up, Vibes fam? Don't think I ever saw Dustin without the hat on. He giving them kid and play vibes. Hey, baby, it's a house party in here, man, in case you didn't know. All right, we appreciate you, Terminal, for coming through, though, man. And my boy BBD is back, man. He said those $1, what did he say? He said one man's dollar club is another man's $10 card, baby. All right. So, he said $1 card. He switched it up. We in the club too, BBD. All right. We in the club too, man. We are in the club getting popping. And also, one more time, Rock D Walk. He said, mid startup for this first C2C league. Any advice?
Never done one.
What you thinking, Playboy? What you thinking?
Take Jeremiah Smith, no matter what.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. There we go, baby. All right.
There you go. He's probably off the board, but
my advice, don't auto pick. All right. That's how we're going to do it. All right. Rock, hook it up, man. That's the only advice I got for you, man.
Maybe we can move on to the other main course for a little bit before you have to take off, Dustin. So
I got 5 minutes left, boys.
Okay. All right. I'll introduce this very, very quickly. So, actually, do you want to go on to, I kind of want to do the dessert. I mean, which one would you be more excited for? The main course, new era NFL, or the dessert? This is an inspiration from your guy Sig. It's called Ride or Die.
Let's do that one.
Okay, let's do that one. Okay, so I got inspired from your show with Sig when he asked, I thought this was one of the coolest things. He asked another guest that he had on, if you could pick any player or coach for blank, who would you pick? So I got a couple of different topics. I'll kick off with this one first. You are getting deployed and are off to fight the next great war. Who do you want to fight alongside you in that foxhole? You could pick one player or one coach. It could be either present or in the past. Who are you going to pick?
100% John Gruden.
Tell me why. Why John Gruden? He'd probably let the enemy know exactly where you're at with all of his yelling and screaming.
I mean, at least we wouldn't be there for a long time, but we'd be there for a good time. I mean, he'd push you. He'd be the guy running out like, I'm gonna save everybody, and then that'd be the end of it.
Oh my god! I talked about John Gruden last week with Fizz. I read a really damning report about how he's the whole reason why the Raiders have been in a black hole for the last 10 years and haven't recovered from it. That guy, he's my guy. But yeah, reading that article was really, really rough. But I still love John Gruden. How about you, Fizz?
We trying to win the war? We trying to do it fast? Right. I'm going LT, baby. We can get us a little bit of that nose blow, and we gonna blow it up, man. Going LT.
I was wondering what LT you were talking about, and then you said nose blow.
I know you. So I had to get you to thinking, baby. All right, we going Lawrence Taylor, baby. We going out there with the earring, the hoop earring, and the gold tooth, and we knocking it out, man. We going LT out here, man. Lawrence Taylor, baby.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
For me, it would definitely be Ray Lewis. I would need to be inspired. I would need to hear some gladiator speech, because it could be. I mean, I was also thinking about too. What if you were like not a modern battlefield? What if you were about to go up against some barbarians? I would want Ray Lewis right next to me, as Russell Crowe's going.
Only reason I'm gonna discount you for Ray Lewis, man. His speech gonna be so long, bro. Bombs gonna be falling out the sky. You be done blown up, man. The dude ain't gonna finish talking. Ray Lewis gonna talk too damn long, man. It's gonna be over with. You can't have.
I don't know how I didn't think.
Business.
I don't know why I didn't think of it, but James Harrison should probably be the auto answer there. If it's barbarians, I want Debo on my side there.
Yeah, James Harrison, when he did the cover for, what was it, Sports Illustrated, when he had the two guns, that's like the scariest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I also thought it was super cool. So, James Harrison, yeah. I almost bought one of his cards the other day, but I'm like, man, he's a Steeler. But I almost feel like I was too scared not to buy the card. So, all right, I got one more question before you take off, Dustin. If you can open up the restaurant of your dreams, who would be your first hire as the chef cooking up next to you? Fizz, why don't you go first?
Oh, it's going to be primetime Dion, baby. We and him going to talk the same game, baby. You got to look good. You got to feel good. It's going to taste good. We're going to sell plates, rock, to people that don't even know that they even like food. You can have no teeth. I'm going to sell you a steak. Man, you just put it in your gums and get all the juices out. I'm going to sell you some game. I'm going Dion primetime, baby. We're going to talk that talk. We selling menu. We selling plates off the shelf, rock. I'm going primetime, baby.
Oh my God, I absolutely love that answer. Also, like too in the chat from a couple of from the last question, Brian Dawkins. He's one of the guys that I collect a lot of cards of.
Here we go.
And that would be a hell of a pick right there. Also, Patty talked about Nick Bosa and Mike Tomlin. So yeah, those are all great picks right there. All right, Dustin, who would you want? Well, first of all, let me ask you this. Since you're Pittsburgh guy, are Primanti sandwiches the most underrated sandwich on the entire planet?
I mean, maybe outside in, but after eating it my damn whole life, I mean, it's all right. But I'm like you though, T. Like I can whip it up from scratch.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say my chef is gonna be Wolfgang Puck, and I don't know how many people know who that guy is even. But
wow.
So when I was
didn't realize
a kid,
he played for the NFL, though. You had to pick an NFL player or coach.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I thought you said just the chef.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I would pick Gordon Ramsay. All right. That's easy as hell. I also Wolfgang Puck. I ate one of his restaurants in Vegas.
I mean, how many dudes in the NFL even know how to cook?
I think a lot of them. If you ever talk about, I mean, a lot of these podcasts they do, all they want to talk about is food. So.
I honestly don't know who I would.
I mean, they eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in training camp, so
I'll give you a consideration for you, Dustin. Do you remember when they did the? I think it was for the Houston Texans. They did the. What the hell is it called, Fizz? What's the HBO show called? Hard Knocks. Do you remember when Vince Wilfork? He put on those trousers, and all he would talk about on Hard Knocks was barbecue. You could pick Vince Wilfork.
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen?
Jared Allen.
Go for it.
I'd have a good old outdoor barbecue with Jared Allen. There you go.
That makes a whole lot of sense. I could see it right now.
Jared Allen, he eat tomahawk steaks only. That's it. Like, he just big dog steaks.
Brisket for the next 4 days straight. My kind of guy.
What kind of cuisine will you do, Fizz, with Deion Sanders? What are you guys cooking up?
Oh, mac and cheese, baby. You know, you gotta get a little bit of flavor in there, Rock. You know, you gotta get the mac. I'm the mac, he the cheese, or he the cheese, I'm the mac, baby. Either way, we gonna hook it up, Rock. You feel me? We gonna have a little bit of that seafood seasoning in there. Crab,
Mhm.
lobster, shrimp. Hey man, make sure it's brown on top though. All right, no orange cheese. It need to be a little bubbly, man. But we gonna have it looking good, tasting good, feeling good. One scoop, you got the cheese going from the bowl up to here, right? That's what I need, baby. Cheese world, man. Mac and cheese in the building. As a matter of fact, that's our show. I'm gonna hit Prime up in Instagram. Let's start this mac and cheese prime time, baby. Let's get it popping, man.
For me, it would have to be Jameis Winston. When I saw him do a
Oh,
whole
come on, Rock,
special,
man. You know that's my boy, man. You gotta you trying to get the crab leg? You still in crab legs, or are you buying them, man? You know that's my boy right there.
he did a whole
My God,
special
man.
down in New Orleans, and he went to
did.
all the different restaurants. Exactly right there. And I never
my
seen a
boy,
man that not only is so passionate, but is also passionate about food and passionate about people. I'll tell you this: the last 2 years that I worked in my restaurant, getting to do my dream job, I've changed a lot. I went in there feeling like wanting to be like Wolfgang Puck, wanting to be like Gordon Ramsay, super serious, super stressed out, super driven to be at my very, very best. It's changed for me though over the last year, especially. I get to work alongside people who basically put me to shame because how good of an attitude they have, how positive they are, how under stress they're able to rise to that occasion. That's what I need. And that's why Jameis Winston is my pick. I don't know what we would cook, whatever we wanted, I guess. It would be a weekly changing menu. So, but yeah, Jameis Winston for sure.
For sure, man. Well, shout out my boy Dustin, man, for coming through, man. We appreciate you, man. Your good time. And hey, I will say this about him. Same thing you said about James, my boy. When we used to talk a little bit more when we first got on Twitter, he used to always say, man, you are the good word of reason today. I used to always be on there just talking my talk. He always let me know, man, that he appreciated my words. So shout out my boy Dustin, man. That's how we got started. Glad to have you here, man. We will have you back soon. And drop that knowledge on us, Playboy.
Yeah,
stay
I really
up,
do
stay
appreciate
positive,
you
guys. And yeah, absolutely, man. I was gonna say stay up, stay positive, keep killing it. You guys have one of the best put together shows in the game, and I'm gonna keep shouting it out, man. Just keep killing it, guys. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, it means a lot.
All right, bro. Be safe, man.
Take care, dude.
Where we at, Rock? Oof.
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 That was a lot of fun. Having Dustin on. He knows a lot about the game. I also love when he talks about some of the older players. You know, the guys that we grew up watching that people haven't talked about. He talked about Deion Branch, so his knowledge of the game is really, really awesome. He also can break down schemes, some of the things that I'm trying to grow into, Fizz. But he loves just talking ball and talking about these other things that we care a lot about too. So really cool to be able to have him on. So
yeah, man, good. That was a good call right there, man. So appreciate him coming through. Yeah, man. Look, what else we got? I know you say you got another part of the menu to break down. Go ahead.
We do. So that was the desserts. You know, sometimes people want that cookie before they eat dinner, Fizz. That's basically what happened right there. We just had the dessert before we had the main course.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the new era of the NFL. But before we do that, was there a question that you had along as far as the ride or die segment? If you could pick any player or coach, you have a question along those lines, or do you want to just move on to the main course?
What you mean? What you mean as far as
So I had these two questions with going to war and opening up a restaurant. Do you have a question for me?
Okay. I thought you were saying to expand on that one.
Yeah.
That's a good. You kind of threw me on left field at that one, brother. All right, cool. I got two for you actually.
There we go.
Now this is no Diddy on this one. I no Diddy, right? But the dude's night out, dude's day out. Let's just say dude's day out, right? If it's one, give me two
players to kick it with.
There we go. Give me coach, defensive player, offensive player that y'all got a whole day. You going to football game, y'all going to the bar later, you're hanging out, you're going out to your favorite restaurant. Just dude's day out. Offense, defense, head coach.
Head coach, immediately the first name that comes to mind is John Harbaugh. I love being around people who are positive, and have enthusiasm. And I feel like wherever I would go with him, whether we went to a restaurant or went to a baseball game, he would just have a lot of fun, Fizz. He would always be smiling. He would be asking me about myself. He would be interested in who I am as a person. So John Harbaugh would be my first head coach.
Okay.
Man, give me a second to think about the offensive and defensive player. Who would name one of your guys? We'll go back and forth.
Well, it depends on the night, man. You know what I'm saying? It definitely depends on the night. But
whatever you like to do for fun. Like your perfect night.
I'm two different people now, man. You know what I'm saying? We talk about me. I'm going Puka, baby. We biting butt cheeks. We out here having the ball out here, but I ain't with Puka right now. You know what I'm saying? So no. I think right now today, the person I am today,
you would pick Puka as one of the guys.
No. That's
that would be kind of fun.
The guy today, though, that's a good one. I didn't even think of this question before I asked it, but
it's a great question. I love it.
Yeah. It ain't gonna be AJ Brown. I ain't reading no damn books, man. We trying to get it cracking. I'm trying to think who I got. Now you got me over here thinking, Rock. Who? Oh, okay, cool. I'll give you one. George Kittle is one, 100%. I'm rocking with my dog George. We out there. We doing all that out in the streets, baby. We got the tongue out. We having us a blast. No hair on my head. He flipping his head back. We doing it up out here. George Kittle look like he crack a beer on the top of his head and have a good time. I'm rocking with George Kittle in the streets. Defensive side though, get somebody with some juice, baby. I gotta get some swag on the defensive side. Damn, Rob. It's so many. I mean, it's hard to pick from just one player, but one of my favorite guys. I'm trying to think, not on the field, maybe off the field. Damn, Rob. I don't know, man. It's kind of tough now.
See, luckily, Fizz, you make fun of me for my spreadsheets. Luckily, I have a spreadsheet that comes in handy for this, for my most loved players in the NFL.
Well, but see, it depends on what you love them for. That's why I said it depends on the day, because I can go through a bunch of defensive players I rock with, but I don't know if I want to hang with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes might be boring as hell. I don't know.
Fizz, I'm going to go to Joe's Crab Shack with Derrick Henry in Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be one of the guys that I go out with. So not only would it also be fun just to be around someone that's 6'5", 250 pounds, because there's not that many human beings that are on the planet where I'm always have to look up like this every time I talk with them. But every time I see him training, he just seems very down to earth. He seems very dedicated, very easy to talk with, even though he looks so intimidating. I think that's this. He himself is very down to earth.
I got my answers now, Rock. I got my answers. Yeah. I think just help me out right quick. Scratch and remix it. Sorry, George Kittle. We aren't hanging in the Hamptons this weekend. We going to the block, baby. We going Lamar Jackson and my boy Crosby, and we will have.
Oh my God.
We going Lamar Jackson and Crosby, baby. That's how we rocking in these streets, man. We gonna shoot us some videos. We might hit up Kodak Black. We jigging and jugging, man, for the weekend. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm hanging with Lamar, Crosby. And trying to think of a current coach. I want to talk about current as well. Oh, you know what? Do I gotta be head coach, or it can be a coordinator?
Be any coach.
You know what? No, this is what I'm gonna do. Lamar, Crosby. Let's go Mike McDaniel, man. Mike McDaniel gonna be this laying low, looking cool, man. We need one guy that don't say nothing, just look cool for no reason. $10,000 Gucci Air Force Ones on. Remember that I showed you? We gonna have him over there. We gonna have him over there, man. Either him or Jim Harbaugh, but we gonna go Mike McDaniel because he laid back, cool, and he might be the one that get us out of trouble, man. When the police pull us over, all right, we going Mike McDaniels, man. We rocking with Mike.
It's tough, Fizz, to try to pick one guy. Because I did think about Calais Campbell. I think with him being back in Baltimore, whenever I hear him do interviews, it's so fun to listen to him talk. So I think he'd be a great conversation. I'm thinking about some of these other players too. I did think about Cam Scatterbo when you talked about George Kittle having the crazy guy,
I rock with Kittle.
Scatterbo would be insane. He'd be climbing up walls and be like, whoa.
See, Kittle for me got to be like at a concert. It got to be like a live outside concert. Then I'm rocking with Kittle. But if we just out on the road on the streets, Lamar, Crosby, and we going with Mike McDaniel because he's gonna lay low, man. We need a cool vibe looking guy just hanging with us.
Yeah, I also like those down to earth guys too, like Brock Purdy or Baker Mayfield. I think would be awesome as well too, especially for Brock Purdy. If you go to a honky tonk bar with him, I think he's got a lot of South and Texas in him too. So that would be.
I don't think Baker too cool. I think Baker's he gives you that illusion. I think Baker get busy in the streets, Rock.
Did you see those progressive commercials? That guy's like the coolest cat in the NFL, dude.
Until he get a beer in his hand. All right, that's all I'm saying. I think Baker's a wild boy in the streets, baby. All right?
Man, Fizz, people change. You know, people.
I mean,
mature,
well, maybe not
better.
now. Maybe not. I mean, I I'm here, so testimony, baby.
Jaden Daniels would be a lot of fun too. I think he would be.
Nah, his mother gonna be there, man. We don't want moms around.
What do you think, Lamar Jackson? He's got his representation with him too.
Not his mother though, man. We can have your agent, your cousin, not your mother. All right, shout out to moms though, because she hold it down. But I don't want to be with J-Day and his mom's hanging around. Can't do it.
All right, that's a great question. Did you have another one? If you want to move on to the main course?
No, we can go into the course, man.
That was a great one.
That was a good one though. That was cool.
Yeah, ride or die. That might be a game that we have to play more often. I like thinking about this. So
that was cool.
All right. New era of the NFL, Fizz. So we're going to be picking players who are in their first or second year that we think will rule the league. So I think this naturally leads into talking about rookies and our analysis with them. So Fizz, let's pick a quarterback first. Who is the quarterback that you want to pick in your first or second year? Or maybe you don't have a quarterback. Just name the first guy that you think of that you think will rule the NFL.
That will rule the NFL. When you say rule, you mean like
people, like players, opposing offenses or defenses or coaches are scared of this guy. This guy is a cornerstone of the team.
All right.
Their franchises, their fans love watching them. And I didn't want to pick third year because third year is kind of too easy, Fizz. So that's like the Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. It's like we already know they're going to be around here to stay. I want to pick the guys that no one's talking about.
So when we say year two, we mean not going into year three, but year two.
Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter.
I got you.
And then rookies.
Yeah. Yep. Because honestly, the reason why I asked that, because I don't think these rookies are going to make the list, right? That's why I asked. His rookie class wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to give me that starstruck power. Now, I will take a little bit of that back because I believe Connell Tate. I'm a little bit more on the Connell Tate side right now. But let's just go back to what you asked originally. We're going what position? Quarterback first, you said?
You might not even have a quarterback. I only have a couple of players, Fizz. This might be a shorter main course since we already had so many appetizers. So
okay, so you said coach first, right? You said a coach. A coach is on the list.
You can do a coach if you want.
Now I ain't know what we going by positions or what. Because I'm not saying I have to go by the right position. I'm just asking, is a coach in this category?
If you want to, I have Fizz. I'm like one of those guys. Whatever you want to eat. So.
I'm saying the coach because Ben Johnson will be there, man. Ben Johnson is the new X factor at head coach. Remember this, Rock, and I'm not trying to call you out on it, but I remember you said it last year. Ben Johnson got all this tough talk. He doing all this hype. He better show up, and he better show us that he really is who he say he is. Yeah. I believe now he's proven to you and everybody else, I am who I think I am. So I think the swagger that he brought year one, taking the shirt off in the locker room, flexing and all that, that's going to be there for years to come. I'm rocking. You know, we love coaches, bro. I really wish the NFL or fanatics, whoever, make coach jerseys. I want to buy some coach jerseys, man. Ben Johnson is my guy. Let's just say that. Ben Johnson is my dog, man. I rock with Ben Johnson, man. One of my favorite coaches right now, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one, Fizz. He definitely did prove me and a lot of people wrong. It's just like when you see, especially when they were on Hard Knocks, and he was talking that tough talk, and it seemed like he was rubbing a lot of his players the wrong way between Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, telling him, you need to work a lot harder. But they got the very best out of him. That's another reason why it's just like, can you imagine being Luther Burden or not Luther Burden, but DeAndre Swift or Kyle Monangai and be like, man, our coach is really hard. And then you go to your position coach and it's Eric Bieniemy, and he's like, man, he ain't hard enough. You run more laps out there because that guy is also tough as hell too. It's the reason why they moved on from nagging. It's like, we need some toughness back in KC. Let's bring Eric Bieniemy. But no, Ben Johnson, we talked about it the other week, Fizz. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. He's definitely one of the top 5 in the NFC. And if Caleb Williams is not going to be cursed next year, Fizz, I think it's because Ben Johnson even stepped him up even further from where he was last year when he was making the best plays. Fizz, I still go back to that's the best single play I've ever seen in my entire life. Caleb Williams in the fourth quarter, fourth down, playing that Madden play, running backwards and throwing that touchdown.
Crazy, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I literally almost turned the game off. I didn't even want to see it. I was like, man, I don't want to see this. They about to lose. I ain't want to see it, bro. I wanted them to win that game, and they won it. They got it.
It was insane. So the first one that I think of, and I was kind of going back and forth on it. He's been in the news recently, but I had to go back to who was the guy that I was pounding the table for more last year than anybody else. That was Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, he had a press conference this morning. He was talking about his comments and, with Trump and everything that was going on there. But I think people like to get, swept away by all the news and all the BS that doesn't matter at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And for me, there was no other player that took the NFL more by storm when he first started last year than Jackson Dart. He was doing anything he wanted to NFL defenses. He was running for touchdowns, getting big chunk plays with his legs, and he was also throwing dimes too. And as much as I want to crap on the brain trust that they have with their OCs, Fizz, if you're a good enough player, you'll elevate above that. And also too, there was no one that was smarter in their interviews when they were breaking down all the hidden behind the scenes stuff with him breaking down plays with Dayball. The guy is super, super smart. So if you're super smart and you have Malik Neighbors come back from injury and you have John Harbaugh, it's okay for me to have some belief that Jackson Dart is going to elevate his game from last year. I just make sure that he's healthy. That's the main thing that I worry about, but I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to worry about his health. I think Jackson Dart is here to stay, and he will be even better than where he was last year.
Okay. All right. Well, since you went to quarterback, I go quarterback, and I will bring up Dynasty News, man. Cam Ward. I think we talked about Cornell Tate. Well, I just brought him up a little bit earlier, but I think hearing, that they really like what they see right now in the offseason. And granted, it's the OTAs. It's free money, right? It's free preview. But they did everything they needed to do. The ball head union, right? The ball head superheroes, right, Rock? Everybody there.
The bold squad.
Rock. It's no hair follicles to block the thinking over there, brother. It is straight to the brain. They getting straight there, man.
God.
They getting straight to use. What I'm saying is Cam Ward will take over, bro. I think because you always preach for Cam Ward a year ago. You said he was your favorite prospect, one of the best top 5 guys coming out in years, right?
Top 5 in 5 years, yeah.
Exactly. One bad year, which we know that wasn't even a bad year. That was just a bad team. The whole aura of that team
nothing. Tony Pollard was his best player.
And I always go back to what I always say. He was a 0-star guy coming into college. Ended up being the number 1 overall pick. I don't see this guy not going through all of that, seeing what he progressed from as a freshman all the way to the number 1 pick. Rob, this dude is a fighter. And he got a little swagger with him. He even came out himself and said, we asked. That's literally what he said. Like, he kept it 100 with y'all. So I think today, Cam Ward is going to go out there and try to be the most dominant year 2 QB he can be, but also put himself up there with the Brock Purdy's and all them other guys that came out of nowhere that, hey, I'm the number 1 pick, man. I'm here for a reason. So I'm betting on Cam Ward, man, in year 2 to really take off, bro. And I know I feel the same way about Tyler Shuck, but I think the dominancy of Cam Ward and Tennessee and them having that rejuvenated Steve McNair feeling, and we got our guy, Cam Ward is going to be that guy this year, Rob.
Yeah, and I don't want to let the Titans' history, put a huge wet towel over my belief in him. Because, I keep coming back to the last great QB that they had with Steve McNair. So it's been a minute, Fizz. I was in freaking high school when Steve McNair was killing it and was actually playing for my Baltimore Ravens. So I'm pretty excited for them. They need something to be rooting for. Fizz, who were one of the 2 guys that I said were generational last year? We talked a lot about one of them recently, Travis Hunter. And who was the other guy? No, generational. Once in a lifetime.
Oh, my bad. Travis Hunter and Genty.
So Genty, I think, is a layup answer that maybe doesn't get talked about enough. But everyone talks about Bijan Robinson. They talk about Jahmyr Gibbs. Ashton Genty is going into a much better situation this year, Fizz. You have a competent coach that just is coming fresh off a Super Bowl. You have the number 1 overall pick in Fernando Mendoza. And you have Kirk Cousins, who's downloading his brain into Fernando Mendoza right now. You also have Brock Bowers, one of the most talented players in the entire NFL. Why can't Ashton Genty be absolutely massive in 2026, Fizz? The guy can rush. The guy can catch. The guy squirts out of tackles unlike any other person I've ever seen. Like, the closest thing I've seen to his running style is literally Barry Sanders. The way that he just spins out of tackles and is able to get that burst. Ashton Genty, I think, is going to be like one of the guys that just completely dominates the NFL, and the NFL defenses are completely scared of.
Well, I like that answer because now I'm going to my running back. You know, it's Amari Hampton, baby. I'm going living life in the Hamptons. And I really believe, Rock, year 2, Amari Hampton will be, well, you say year 3 after this year. Amari Hampton will be right behind Gibbs and Bijan. He will be running back 3. Lock it in for 2027, baby. Amari Hampton with Mike McDaniel, who we already talked about. This offense, everybody's betting on this to be one of the best offenses in the entire league. I'm not saying Genty can't be good, but Hampton actually has the offense to actually prove that they can put up, outscore every single team, every single week. Amari Hampton with a healthy offensive line and Mike McDaniel calling them plays, I don't see how you can lose, Rock. And I'm not saying that Genty can't be good, but if we go in situation for situation, I'm taking the Chargers on this one. And I think they're both on the same playing field as far as skill level. So if I'm looking at the situation over the playing level, I'm just taking Amari Hampton. I think Amari Hampton will be running back 3 by the end of this season going into 2027. Lock it in from me. We're going OH on this one, Rock. Hampton in the Hamptons, baby.
When you said OH, I almost said IO, Fizz, but that's not. Amari Hampton did not go to Ohio State. I am super excited for Hampton. There's probably no other offense between them and the Bengals, Fizz. They're going to be the best offense in the AFC. I'm super excited for what Mike McDaniel, Justin Herbert is going to do. Ladd McConkey is going to remind people that the first year in his rookie was not a fluke, Fizz. Mike McDaniel, I'm so freaking excited for it. Just need that offensive line to stay healthy, Fizz. Just need it to stay healthy. Fizz, do you have any wide receivers? Because I honestly don't have any wide receivers that I think are going to go into like that top 12, let alone that top 5, that everyone's going to be tuning into in 2026. That's going to put that fear in NFL defenses. Do you?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, see, I don't think I think as a rookie receiver, you always say year 3 and beyond is the breakout. So year 1, it's going to be kind of tough for anybody to just take off, right? It can happen. It's going to be kind of tough for those guys to really take off.
Amika did it for half the season.
I was going to say him, but
what about Tetaroa?
The thing I don't like about Tet's situation is I think they want to establish the run a little bit more this year. I think last year they used Rico the way that they used him, but I think having Chuba and hopefully a healthy Jonathan Brooks, they want to run the ball and establish some dominancy up front, which I think taking Chris Brazzell, having Jalen Coker, I don't think Tet is going to lead his team in targets, receptions, and all of that. He is the best player in the room. I just don't think. I think he's going to be. I don't think it's going to be his fault. I just think it's going to be ball spread around because we just try and get the ball out of Bryce Young's hands. You know what I'm saying? But I think the run game is what they're going to emphasize, which is why I'm high on Chuba this year. I love me some Ted. I just don't think nobody's going to be scared of him. Just like your point. Right?
I don't think so.
The dominancy of it. So I'm gonna give you one, Rock, and I'm gonna kind of put my foot in my own mouth behind this one. If I gotta give you one, just talked about the quarterback. I'm gonna say Carnell Tate, man. Let's give it to Carnell Tate right now, man. If Cam Ward gonna really take off this year like we expect, are you gonna cut Cam Ward or Bryce Young?
I would cut Bryce before I cut Cam.
Okay, I'm just saying as far as they play this year with expectations, right? if Cam Ward can give us a better season than Bryce Young, I don't see how Tet can give me a better season than Cornell Tate is what I'm trying to bring in the conversation. So
the thing I like about Bryce, and I will say, since Jake is such a loyal listener of ours, he has gotten better every year. He's gone through adversity, and I know that you love Bryce.
That's my man.
But I don't know. They're like back to back for me. It's really, I shouldn't really say
I'm
one
with you.
to the other.
I'm with
They're
you.
back to back
I'm
for
not.
me.
But I think overall, the offense in Carolina is more of a collective group. I think in Tennessee, Calvin Ridley is right beside Tate. They're going to get him out of the way as fast as they can. I still think Calvin Ridley can be something.
Don't forget about Wando Robinson. He's not a total.
Well, that's true. That's true. But Cornell Tate, if he really is as good as we think he is, he can dominate. I'm going Cornell Tate to put fear in defensive schemes over any other 1-2 year guy in these last couple situations.
Let me ask you this. We didn't talk about Jeremiah Love, who is extremely talented, and we also didn't talk about Jordan Tyson. Why didn't we put them? Because I don't have them as one of the guys that I think people are going to be extremely afraid of facing on Sunday. Why don't we put them up there? Because they have the talent.
Yeah, but Jordan Tyson got Chris Olave. That's the one people scared of. They're not scared of no Jordan Tyson yet. I think, again, Cornell Tate doesn't have a Chris Olave. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this?
Yeah.
This is. It could be a T. Higgins, Jamar Chase-esque type situation in New Orleans, right? But right now, Jordan Tyson has Chris Olave in his way, and I think Jordan Tyson to me was my favorite receiver in this class. But we talking about situation today. Cornell Tate got the clearest path to being the most dominant over the last 2 years out of all these guys. To me.
What about Jeremiah Love?
It's gonna be ugly in Arizona, bro. And
like,
it's not his fault. He's a great running back, but Carson Beck right now, bro. I just said this Jacoby Brissett is holding out for a contract, bro. Like
this might be the only time he gets to get paid. This is like the only time he can get money.
Pay you? Come on, man. Rob, why would I pay you an extension when we're gonna replace you in the draft next year anyway? We just play this year and get out of here, man. That's really what the Cardinals are saying.
I know. It's tough. It's a very tough situation for him to be in.
It is.
They're just he's just gonna have to, at worst, he doesn't have to go to practice.
Exactly.
And at best, he's gonna get a little bit more money than if he would have just not done anything. That's all.
I'm with you. If they gave him $2-3 million extra, cool. But if he wanted an extension, I'm not sure the disconnect, but I still believe Jeremiah Love is a dog. I just don't know what's Arizona offense right now, man. I'm scared of McBride. I'm scared of everybody. Still trust McBride, but man, I don't know what the hell going on in Arizona right now.
When you're projected like the least amount of wins in the NFL because you have to play the Rams twice, the 49ers twice,
Seattle,
and the Seahawks twice. That's like a third of your more like. What is that, like more than a third of your season? You have to go up against three of the best teams in the NFL.
And they play the NFC East and the AFC West.
Holy sheesh.
Bro, the Cardinals won't win anything this year, bro.
Yeah.
They might be the Giants. That's about it. But yeah, that's my biggest fear with Jeremiah. So, but give me one defensive player, right? You ain't give me your coach or your defensive player. We can end it if that was what you was going to do. But I got a defensive guy that I think is going to be very dominant over the next 2 years or from the last two classes.
I personally did not think about the coach or defensive player. The last group of guys but I definitely want to talk about them with you. The last group of guys that I think will dominate the NFL Fizz in 2026 and for years to come, it's the trio at tight end that came out last year. They were the highest rated tight ends I've ever scouted. I'm talking about Tyler Warren. I'm talking about Colson Loveland, and I'm talking about Harold Fannin. Harold Fannin is like, of all these prospects, he would be like the number one in most classes. I mean, he dominated in college. He had more production than any other tight end that I've ever seen before, Fizz. And it translated in Cleveland. There is no other player that they need more right now after the Myles Garrett trade than for Harold Fannin to step up. So I'm super excited for him. Give me your thoughts on Harold Fannin before we talk about these other tight ends.
I was just going to say, remember, bro, you broke it down last year when we talked about the top five and every metric from this. Two guys that were at the top almost everyone. My guy, Trey Harris, who did absolutely nothing in the NFL, and Harold Fannin, right? But also because of one bad day and one bad weekend at the Senior Bowl and all these bowls, he was no good. He didn't test good. He ain't that good. Even though he caught 175,000 passes in college, nobody cared about it. Now he goes to Cleveland. He's the number one target. Everybody wants him back, right? So we saw this before it even happened. It's just people look at these gym short highlights and say, oh, man, this dude ain't really that good. That stuff drives me crazy. That's why I get so disconnected with it. But to bring it back, though, Rob, Harold Fannin, and I wanted to ask you, because I know you're going to go through all three, but I want you to pick your most dominant one, because Harold Fannin right now in his offense is the number one target. Maybe we could just lock him as like the number one target, right?
I think he is.
Tyler Warren don't have the contract because he's still on a rookie deal. Alec Pierce has the contract to be a number one, but we know Tyler Warren could be the number one target on his team as well.
It's going to be Tyler Warren and Jonathan Taylor. They're going to be the cornerstones of that offense.
Well, I mean target. I mean like receiving target, though.
Yeah.
I'm saying like the receiving target.
I think there's no – so to have the Indianapolis Colts, and it was talked about this morning that Daniel Jones was cleared for practice, which is a huge step forward for them. I remember talking to you last week about them. You think they're going to fall off. They're not going to be nearly as dominant. And it would be almost impossible to replicate what they did last year. They were the number one offense in like NFL history, Fizz, for the first 8 weeks of the season. They felt so good about it. They traded away their whole future for Sauce Gardner. We all know how that turned out. But Jonathan Taylor was the most dominant player in fantasy football for the first like 8 weeks of the season, Fizz. So if they can get anywhere close to that, him on the rushing game, and then Tyler Warren, it's just like that guy is able to do whatever he wants. He's a modern day barbarian that just happens to strap on some NFL pads. So with what he's able to do for the offense, I think he puts a lot of fear in opposing defenses that not a lot of other tight ends can. You got him, you got Brock Bowers, you got Trey McBride, and then Colson Loveland. What we saw him do in that Green Bay game, and when we saw him win that game against Cincinnati in the last like couple seconds against the when they looked like they had no business winning that game, I love these three tight ends, but I especially love Tyler Warren, Colson Loveland.
Remember, he led the playoffs in receiving yards by like 100 some yards. So he did his thing. I will just say though, to me, if I had to pick out of those three, Rob, you still ain't give me an answer. Who you taking? Give me your number one.
I'm taking all three. I'm taking all three.
Oh my God.
They're going to dominate the NFL. They're going to be, when people talk about tight ends and they just talk about receivers in general, they're going to talk about all three of these guys for the next 10 years.
Well, I say Harold Fannin might be at the end only because people going to discredit the Cleveland Browns. Not his fault. People just don't care about the Cleveland Browns. So I'll just say
it'll be like
part.
David Njoku. David Njoku is always mentioned, but it's just like he'll mean more for Browns fans. He'll be more meaningful for Ohio fans. You know what I mean? So
I'm with you. And I just go to my defensive guy. I want to bring this guy up because I play in some IDP leagues, but this boy Carson Swearinger, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name, linebacker from the Cleveland Browns. And Rock, they just got rid of Myles Garrett, the most dominant player on their side. Now, they have Jared Verse, but they're going to need somebody else to step up. That boy Carson Swearinger last year, Rock, I believe he won Defensive Player of the Year, if I ain't mistaken.
He won Rookie Defensive Player of the Year.
He was a dog, Rock. He was a dog, man. Like, he is one of those hard-nosed linebackers, man. When I watched him play, he just give you that old feel of football, that old feel of a linebacker playing football. I believe he is going to be the most household dominant linebacker for the last two classes. He already won the award, right? So I'm not even giving you a name that you shouldn't know, but I'm just saying I actually watched the guy play, and with no Myles Garrett, they're going to look at more people behind that line to go out there and ball. Swearinger is a dog, man.
Swessinger is his name.
Swessinger. Okay, my bad. I meant to.
It's all good.
No swearing on his name, baby. All right.
Swessinger or Sonny Styles?
Oh man, hold up, Rob.
Because Sonny Styles is with Dan Quinn. Swessinger
we got Caleb Downs too now. We got Caleb Downs too. You know, he's supposed to be one of the best, if not the best defensive player now. Don't forget about my boy. We got
some really good defensive players that have come out the last couple of years, Fizz.
We did. I just say, I think Sonny Styles, the problem with Sonny Styles, there's not going to be a problem. I think his numbers.
He's in perfect prospect, Fizz.
He is. But what I'm saying is his numbers won't show his actual contribution to the game, right?
Didn't Bobby Wagner get like 100 tackles, even though he's like 100 years old?
Oh yeah, 200. Bobby had 200.
So what do you think Sonny's gonna do, Fizz?
I'm with you, but see, I think they're going to use Sonny all over. I think they're going to use him to play back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the games where you think he should have 15 tackles, he's going to end up with 9 tackles, but he's going to have 2 pressures, 3 sacks. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he won't lead one category. I think they got styles for his style, bro. Dan Campbell will put him all over the place.
So he won't be great for IDP. He won't be like Ray Lewis, who gets 15 tackles a game. He's going to be maybe closer to they want to make him the next Micah Parsons. They want to use him in every
dominant. He's going to be dominant, bro. Just like them D tackles. You know, when you see D tackles and they like, man, this dude ain't get no tackle. He got 2 tackles, but the man blocked the whole front that nobody else could make a tackle. So I think Sonny Styles, they're going to put him at D-back, safety, linebacker, DN. Like, Sonny Styles going to be all over. So, unfortunately for his production, he won't see the stat line, but his impact on the field will be felt, bro. It's going to be a whole lot of styling going on out there in D.C.
If I had to pick one defensive player that's come out the last 2 years, it'd be Nicky Manwari. The guy's the closest thing. That's Mike McDonald's version of Kyle Hamilton. Yeah. And they're arguably 2 of the best safeties in the NFL, Fizz. That guy was used everywhere. He could play slot corner. He could play box safety, free safety. He could be rushing the passer. That guy can do everything. He is scary as hell. So,
and I like the safety, that spot, man. I got my Kyle Hamiltons, my Brian Branches. I got all them guys, man. I love having my guys. Dynasty Noops at Homer pick. Jahad Campbell will take over because, of course, Jacoby Dean left. Hey, man, we're going to see. We're gonna see what's good, man. But I do like the defensive conversations too, though, Rock. I like the defense. I don't never love to talk about defense, but I like
that's
the players.
The first time you've ever said that, Fizz, in our entire lives.
Because I like the players. I just don't care for the side. I like the players individually, though.
Hey, we're moving in the right direction, Fizz. I love hearing that. So that's all I had, Fizz. It's kind of just like a short main course. So we had a lot for today's show. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about, or do you want to get on a word of wisdom?
No, I'm good to go, bro. I think today was good. I don't know what to talk about, bro. I think we got the trades out the way. Any other breaking news or anything like that? No. Okay. I give you a hypothetical before you close out. Is there any other player currently right now that you see being traded this year? Don't have to be the off season.
That's such a good question.
Could be middle of the season. And I'm sure I'm gonna take Alvin Kamara out of it. I gotta take him out because that's like a cheating answer. I gotta take him out. Any player right now on any roster, defense, offense, whatever, don't have to be the offseason. Could be week 8. Give me one player that's a trade candidate for you.
Who was talked about last year? Because the Myles Garrett trade took a year. So did the AJ Brown trade. It also took a year. I think the first one that comes to
George Pickens was a conversation, but remember.
I don't think he's going to move. I don't.
Well, no. The Cowboys said they're not. They're not.
Yeah.
I've heard George Pickens come out of his mouth, bro, and say he don't want to leave Dallas. So I think it's a mutual conversation. He just want to be paid as well. So I don't think he's going to hold out. I think he's going to try to do it the right way. I just don't know if the Cowboys are going to pay him after the year. I think he's going to be gone, bro. I don't see them paying him. If they pay him now, it makes sense. But after the year, his price going to go up. I don't see it. So I'm a little scared of George Pickens, but
the one name that comes to mind, but I'm like 50-50 on it if it actually happens, probably closer to 70-30. It does not happen. A lot of smoke about BTJ. So I think that Gladstone and Liam Cohen, they do want to try to make it work because of how insanely talented he is. But a lot of his issues came through last year, where with the drops and being able to operate over the middle, those were little knacks that we had on him as a prospect that came to light in a really glaring way in 2025, Fizz. So I do want to see him in a better situation. I want to see him in a team that will appreciate him and use him the right way. And it's just too crowded in Duval.
I'll give you that. I think BTJ is a little easy, but I'll give you that because that wasn't bad. Shout out to bro Brian, though. He is in the building, too. Let's see. Patty said BTJ gonna have a huge year. I don't know about huge year, but I think it should be efficient. I say this. think the best way to look at a trade candidate rock is to go to bad teams who can trade away a good value for.
That's a good way of thinking of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to look at like the non-playoff teams. Who do they have that they can move for some picks or some future value to get a little better during the season, or for the next team? And I'm just thinking off the top of my head right now, when I go through rosters, like Pittsburgh Steelers is going to be trash this year. Sorry, Dustin, if you're still checking in, brother.
Brian brings up Marvin Harrison Jr. I would so much want him out of freaking Arizona. But they're not going to up on that.
He's too young. He's too young.
He's like a top 5 pick. Yeah,
bro, they would move Michael Wilson before they move Marvin Harrison, bro. They would move. It's not a bad call though.
Do you think they would move Trey McBride before they moved Marvin Harrison?
Nah. Rock, Trey McBride. No, Jeremiah Love was there, but Trey McBride is the reason why people even come to the game.
Yeah,
you're not moving that. That's done.
Well, they did the same thing with Myles Garrett. So
let's think of one player, man. From a losing team, BTJ wasn't a bad call. I'm just trying to think of one player. I want a good name too, right? Because I was going to say Jerry Jeudy, but don't nobody want no damn Jerry Jeudy. So I'm trying to think of a good name.
I'm looking up.
I'm just trying to think of bad like teams that won't win championships this year.
What about how about your guy Kyle Pitts?
That crossed my mind. That did cross my mind. But he didn't sign a contract though. He's still under the franchise tag, right?
Yeah. So maybe they say, "Hey, sign this franchise tag, and then we'll trade your ass to wherever you want to go."
This is true.
Maybe
all right, let's put Kyle Pitts on there if we have to. I don't want to.
I want to say a name that no one else is talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm trying to really like pinpoint. The Jets have enough picks.
Okay, I'm just pulling up the standings from last year because I'm having such a tough time. Because Jalen Waddle, he got traded. He was on a shit team.
Yep.
Cleveland just made their huge trade. Titans have no one to trade. Neither do the Raiders, the Giants.
Bro, the bad teams are bad.
The bad teams are really bad.
Are like they've gone through the list of players to move. They don't have anything to move. Bro. They might trade season tickets. I don't know.
If the Jets hold on to Breece Hall, they're definitely holding on to Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I don't see Garrett Wilson. Sorry, bro, Brian.
What about how about Terry McLaurin from the Commanders?
Nope, ain't happening.
I know that's not probably happening, but that's what would make it shocking, Fizz, because their team is not that great.
Because I can tell you this: last year I didn't expect him to get moved specifically, but I did think Jacoby Myers. If I had to pick a call last year, Jacoby Myers was on my list of players to get moved. I thought the Raiders were going to move him. They didn't feel like they were going to win with him. Move on. He got traded to a better situation. It worked out. DJ Moore would have been a name for me if he didn't already get traded, right? So that one already happened as well. And that's a winning team. So Rock, it's kind of hard it's kind of hard, man.
Yeah, no one wants Rashee Rice if he's going to keep making knucklehead mistakes like he keeps doing. So
we might just got to call it, man. We might just got to think about it next week or something.
Probably won't have anything else next week.
Probably won't. But I'm just sitting here thinking, I think we can. Let's just call it.
Yeah. Yes. Brian brings up Olave and Garrett Wilson. Did Olave get that huge contract he wanted, or is he still holding?
No, he ain't get paid yet.
Olave is such an underrated wide receiver that I think now that Kellen Moore is there, there's going to be a lot more highlighted around this offense in this game, in the game they're building in New Orleans. So I think Olave will become much more of a household name, but I could definitely see him getting traded. So the only thing is, though, is his medicals. I think that's the only thing that would hang it up. If Max Crosby...
I think that's what's scaring up the contract, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they ain't paid him yet.
What about Nico Collins? He's got him in his picture. Nico Collins is pissed. He hates being in Houston.
But they just extended him.
Did they really?
Yeah. They're like 2 weeks ago, last week. They just extended him.
What contract did he get? The last thing I saw was how pissed off he is about the offense.
Nah, he just got a contract, bro. Like it was like a couple more million, like 1 or 2 years or something like that.
Oh yeah,
It
he
was a
did get a
bonus. It was like a
he got a
bonus. Yeah,
2-year contract.
yeah,
Because he
he ain't
wasn't
going
like
nowhere.
on his rookie year deal, wasn't he? He got 2 years, 60 million. How come we
That's
didn't
what I'm
talk
saying.
about this, Fizz?
Bro, you gotta pay attention, man. Why I gotta know everything, man? You late, brother.
That's true. I mean,
That's why
Fizz,
we
you
got Bro
breaking.
Brian here.
Yeah, we also got the Juice League, the Juice channel as well. You're going live like 10 minutes after shit happens. I gotta wait a whole week, Fizz, before I get to talk about
Listen,
it.
man,
By then,
I
it's
gotta
already
keep
old
up with the
news.
streets, baby. Gotta keep them notifications on, man. Can't sleep.
All right, Fizz. I feel like we're just dragging this shot just because we don't want to
We are.
leave. But that's okay because we love spending time with the people. How about we get on a word of wisdom?
Say your words, my brother. Let's get up out of here, man.
It's often been said that facts don't care about emotions. But I've come to learn that emotions care even less about facts. Win people's hearts before you try to win over their minds. It's my word of wisdom for the week, Fizz.
Sound good to me, my brother. Well, I'll give you some words. Think before you do anything. That's all I gotta say, man.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Here we go. A lot of us are spending life in prison because we didn't think. A lot of us are living on the streets because we didn't think. Some of us are single and looking lonely because we didn't think. So think before you do anything. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that's some tough stuff right there.
There we go, man. I'm gonna give you some good when you need to hear it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, right. Patty said don't leave him. Hey, man. I'll send you a picture. All right, brother. All right. Last longer.
Well, I had a ton of fun on today's show. Absolutely love. Again, appreciate Dustin coming through, and I appreciate all the people here. So you guys keep cooking, good looking, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. We out of this thing once I find the video, baby. All right, bro. Brian, man. Holla at us. We appreciate you coming through. I don't think I seen bro in the morning show, man. So shout out to you, man. Get at y'all next time, baby. Next week, same time, same channel. Till then, we out of this thing.